Hi, I'm Morf. I'm looking at things and I'm reacting to them. Incredible content. Here's the video. Context. I just turned 21 years old last month and I have spent the last few birthdays by myself due to being in college. About a month before my birthday, my mom and I were sitting in the living room when she asked me, "What do you want to do for your birthday this year?" I told her it didn't matter as long as I got to spend it with her. Seeing as I was always at college for the last 2 years, I took a year off to help with family to take care of my mental health. Always important to take care of your mental health. Oh, that sounded sarcastic. It genuinely is. A week later, she tells me that she found a VR place that was open for my birthday and my reservations for us could go, which I was ecstatic about. I made reservations for it. She knew how much I love VR and her making the reservations was a good thing. A few days before my birthday, she calls me from her job and tells me she's cancelled our reservation to go on a date night with her boyfriend. When I asked her why, she said it was the only day they could get a table for the restaurant. I told her she'd made a promise to me to spend my birthday with me and now she's breaking it. She then said to get over it and spend the day with my girlfriend. My girlfriend works for a cruise line and is out of the country until July. I ended up spending my birthday alone and made a post on social media calling my mom out for abandoning me in a milestone birthday. My family is now divided. Half are siding with me and the others are saying I'm selfish and I went too far making the post. I haven't taken it down yet. So am I the asshole here? Small disclaimer. This is a pattern of hers that has been going on since I was 12. Hang on a minute. Whether it's my birthday, a competition, or important event of mine, this always happens. Just thought I'd add a little clarification and get the side, get everybody on my side. And for the people in the comments calling me her daughter, I'm her son, her only son. Play the violins. Cry me. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. This person must obviously not be very social because, when you're at college, the very first line, I just turned 21 years old. When you're at college, that's when you are the most social. That's the most social I've ever been. The older I get, the less social I become. That's maybe just be a me thing, but when I was in college and university, all my birthdays were absolutely mental. There was no drugs whatsoever. None, not at all. No alcohol. I never mouth kissed anybody. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. But they were nuts. Absolutely mental. Spending your 21st birthday with your mum? I'm already worried about this person's social life maybe not being as alive as maybe other people might be. So maybe this was like an important thing. I don't know if they're they say her son, her only son. I don't know if there's any brothers and sisters. Maybe it's an only child situation. If it's an only child situation, then that's kind of like me. Hi, how's it going? And I'm an attention-seeking whore. Hence why I'm making this video. Welcome to the video. It's obviously a big deal to him and he really wanted to spend it with his mom. And that's really cute and nice. And his mum couldn't get a table on another night with a boyfriend. I wonder if it's a new relationship. I feel like it might be a new relationship. But going to social media to cry about it like a little. Son's an asshole for going to social media. Definitely an asshole. And the mum's a massive asshole for breaking off plans. Cancelling a reservation for someone's birthday is awful. It's awful. The mum is a horrible, horrible mother. I said it. I want to see some of the comments. I want to see what some of the people are saying. Many people say, OP, the original poster should have called out his mum in private. Exactly, instead of social media. But that is exactly what he did. And then mum said to him, get over it. So mum brought the well-deserved call out. No, it's not a well-deserved call out. That's some stupid ass social media warrior bullshit. I'm sorry. You don't go to social media to call somebody out. Maybe you talk about it with your family, that was right mistake, but you don't call your mum out on social media. What sort of 2023 nonsense is that? The mum should just get over it. The mum should just get over it. That's been upvoted a lot. Well put. Is blasting someone on social media generally an a-hole move? Yes. Is it justified? Also, yeah. Questionable. Given the mum's history of cancelling events per his comments, a post calling out mum flaking on him for a date she planned. I mean, maybe if you go to somewhere like Facebook where your grandma follows you, you know Facebook is now only for family members and old people. Maybe if you go to Facebook for the old people and out them there, maybe that. Romy sent me this Am I the Asshole Reddit, and I don't think he expected it to go this way, but that's unfortunate. Yes, it has gone this way. Unlucky Baldy. We're moving on. That was actually a really good story. This story happened almost a year back. When I told my friends about this, they said I should post it here because they were split 50-50. This person has friends. Sorry, previous person. I'm 19 male possibly. Moved out of my parents' house about a year ago. There's nothing wrong in my life. I had a good upbringing. I loved being home. I had a lot of friends and my parents were loving. Or so I thought. The plot begins. Anyway, I was going to have a big 18th birthday, as it is legal age where I stay, Australia, and it means to go from boy to man. I had a venue rented out and I had family and friends coming all over to celebrate with me. I'm old enough to not giggle at coming over. I had my first drink and almost made it to my last. I don't remember anything from that night, but the photos I'd seen, it looked like I had a good night, so I was happy. A few days after the night, my parents sat me down to have a talk. They told me that I'm a man now. I've been working a lot of hours and yet they haven't received anything. They told me that as soon as I started working, they expected me to help pay rent, which is fair from a parent and I agree with. Obviously, I didn't know any of that because I didn't get told. Oh no. They told me that I should have known better, but now that I'm 18, they expect me to help with rent. Honestly, I didn't mind helping them if they asked. I mean, it sounds like you did. I was 16 when I got my first job at McDonald's and I'm now working in construction. But they made it seem like I was in the wrong for not giving them money. And I get where they're coming from. Do you? Do you? Anyway, I told them I'd start helping from now on, but it wasn't good enough for them. They told me that I had to pay them back all the money I should have given when I first started working, which is almost 10K. All right, now we're getting into it. Up until now, I've just thought this adult was a little crybaby, but hold up, hold the phone, pull the reins back, hold the horse. I said no, flat out, and they got mad. They told me that either I pay rent and pay them back what they are owed, or I move out and find my own place. Now, this could just be tough love from the parents, trying to get the kid out of the house. You know, some parents do this kind of thing. They don't force them out, but they want them to go out, especially when they've not been to university or a college, which this kid obviously has, and they've gone straight into work, which is nothing wrong with that. But I know a lot of parents frown upon it because it's all they want from their kids, isn't it? They want to get an education and some big expensive job, etc., etc. It could be that, or the parents just could have terrible money problems, really awful money problems. So that's what I did. I moved out a few days after to get to my friend's house for a bit until I found my own apartment, and I've been living there for about 8 to 10 months. As soon as I moved out, I got bombarded with calls and texts saying that I'm disrespected by not paying them what they owe and making it harder for them to live now that they don't have someone washing or doing their laundry, taking out their rubbish and all those little things. They are both in their early 40s and more than capable of doing it. My friends asked me why I've never introduced them to my parents and told them that what I've told you. Some of them already hated my parents and some of them said it was my duty as their son. I honestly didn't know I had to give them money or help out. I would have if they'd asked, but I feel like they just disrespected and tried to gaslight me into giving them money. I just need to know if I'm the asshole or not. A lot of people have asked me what my cultural background is and if it was something to do with my situation. My mother is from Chile and my dad is Samoan. As I know of, both cultures do expect help, mostly in the form of chores and keeping the house clean. It isn't until you're 18 and still living there that you are expected to pay rent. I do have siblings and they had jobs before they were 18 too. They were never made to pay rent before they were 18, nor did my parents ask for backdated rent. Backdated rents from your parents. That's money trouble. They've got money trouble. There's no question. That's it. I'm ready to wrap it up. As some of you have pointed out, it is to my better judgment that I should have helped out without having to be told. I will take that as fault of mine. But what I accept and now clearly see that backdating rent to a minor, that's a big word to use, which is already had bad in itself, will never be acceptable, and I stand firm on my decision of not paying and moving out. I do, however, have a family dinner in a few days with my parents and siblings, so if anyone wants an update after that, then I'd be happy to make one. Thank you all for the help and support. It makes me happy knowing that I made the right choice and to have unbiased opinions on this matter. Wow. Parents asking for rent to be backdated. That's crazy. I've never done anything like that before. As soon as I turned 18, I moved out, but I moved back home 100 million times. And each time I moved back, I would always help with rent. Or if I wasn't in work, or that a lot of time I moved back because I wasn't in work or I'd broken up with my significant other. It would often be that way I came back. And I would, as soon as I got work, I always had to pay. It wasn't an incredible amount, but it was substantial to help. I think that's very important. I think you have to, especially if you're 18 plus living at home. Maybe not if you go to university, feel like you're still in education. The first thing that shouts out to me here is definitely money. It's screams the parents have got money problems. They've never asked any of their other children for backdated rent before they were 18. Parents asking for backdated rent. I've never heard anything like that. I was about to say nah until they told me I was to pay them back. Yeah, 10K. You mentioned this. This is absolutely insane. It is typical to ask to help with rent after the child turns 18. It isn't typical to start charging your kid for rent at the age of 16. The moment they get a job, they say nothing for 2 years. You owe your parents nothing. It makes me wonder if the parents were 10K in debt or something. And instead of paying it themselves, tried to guilt the poster into inadvertently paying it to them. It has to be that, because this is actually a first for me. I've never seen or heard of parents putting their kids in debt starting from them getting their yeah, that's something else as well. That's how brutal that is. That kind of sums it up. You're putting your child into debt. It's because of how difficult life is. This is what it's come to. This is what it's come to. Price of living has got so aggressive post-COVID with inflation, with everything just rising, getting higher and higher. The parents are asking for their children to backdate rent. That's how bad it is. That's what we've been driven to. A girl I was friends with back in high school had the same. When we were 16 or so, her dad brought a big-ass file full of so many receipts and other paid bills, like doctor visits and phone, and told her she would have to pay it all back when she turns 18. What is going on? I've never heard of any of this stuff. I feel like this is like things that I've never come across ever. Like I've been living in some weird cave of happiness and kindness from my mum being so supportive. The dude had receipts for baby items, little bottles and toys. He even included how much he paid in child support as a debt she owed him. He started this basically when she was born. There's no way there's someone who's that much of a making a child pay that. What? Let's get to another post. This is madness. Backdated rent to a child is mooching. You're not a moocher, are you? You always looked like a little bit of a moocher. I can tell a moocher from a mile away. Give them a condom and tell them to backdate it. Oh my goodness! They expected backdated rent when you were 16 to 18. LOL. Not the asshole. They're responsible for paying for your living cost as a minor. Yeah, I think if you have a child, nobody is under any confusion or disbelief that they have to pay for this child. Children are expensive. Let's not mess around. Of course they are. Wouldn't know, I don't have one. But if I did, I'd know how expensive they are. You know you have to pay. It's like going into a shop and walking out with an item and going, what do you mean I had to pay? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. The kids have got horrific, the parents have got horrific money problems. That's it. We're closing the case. If I had a hammer, I don't have a hammer or a gavel, but what I do have is this fidget device and it has a button on. So I'm closing the case. The parents are skint and they're trying to rob their child of money. Case closed. So, what do you think? Do you think this person was an asshole or not? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, goodbye.